Alright, so what are we working on today? There's Ranger Cam. There's, let's see what's going on with the lab servers. How are they doing today? We might have to check on that. Some of these other things, security, logs and apps. 10:21. We have been losing data. Gotta see where that data's coming from. Telegraph. Alright. Alright. Gotta go find out what's going on in my lab. Well, we filled up the logical volumes. That makes sense. Got no extra space, so we got to add some space. So let me get my XCP NG going. I'll pop that up so you guys can see that. Let's see if this will catch that tool for me. Where's he at? Move him over here. And I'll go ahead and move him in front of that for now. Come on. Shouldn't be this hard. There we go. Alright. So XCPNG, we've got a server with a problem. So one of our servers, namely, where's he at? I think he's called InfluxDB2. Yep, here he is. He is out of space, so we're gonna go add a new disk to him. I'm just gonna go ahead and add another disk that's the same size of that one. We're gonna call this added space. Doesn't really matter what we call the disk, and we're gonna do it off of give it off this lab storage that has plenty of free space, and we're gonna give him 30 gigs. So we're adding the disk. How's it going, guys? Where are the other redeems? Oh, I got rid of a lot of them because I don't think people were using them much. And the times that they did get used only seemed to bother me. So I realized that it wasn't any fun for me or probably anybody else. So I took away a lot of them. But you guys can always check on Ranger. Although Ranger's up in the other window right there. So, actually, let's see how's Ranger doing. He's not on his bed because he thinks the wife's going to give him a snack downstairs. What we're trying to do right here is fix this. This node is not getting, data's not coming out. So I added a disk. I'm going to come back over here to my other thing. So, I'm sorry you guys didn't see that. Let me pull this out of the way here. Midterms, I don't know if maybe I'm being confused with somebody else. I'm not sure. But let's do fdisk -L grep-I for XVD, and we're going to see that we've got this extra disk now. And then if we do a PVS, we see that XVD A3 and B are added, so we can do a PV create against dev XVDC, right? And then now we should be able to do PVS and see that disk there. We can do a VGS and we can do a VG extend on our Ubuntu across that dev XVDC, right? And then we do our LVS, and we see that that one needs space, right? Like he's out of space in the home directory, so we're going to give him all that extra space. So we're going to do LV extend -R I want to say it's lowercase l plus 100% free to dev mapper. It's going to be the only one. Should be dev mapper Ubuntu. Oh. And it might error because I need to do the, yeah, there we go. Okay, now df-h. Now we've got all this extra space. We added 33 gigs to that. We do PVS, they're all used. VGS, all used. LVS, it is now 87 instead of only the 57 that it was. So we added 30 gigs to it. And now we got plenty of space. And we do a system CTL status on Influx DB and make sure that that's running correctly. It didn't crash. It looks like it's running, meaning it should be throwing data, which means when we come over here, if we give this a little bit of time to refresh, hopefully our queries are going to start coming through again. If our queries don't start giving us actual data again, then we're going to have to reset the Influx DB service likely. So I am a college professor, yeah, but I mean there wasn't midterms. I'm also going to school, but I'm going for my doctorate, so there's not really midterms there either. It's just write a whole bunch, and that's the wrong write. That's the wrong word, write. Like write a novel. How's it going, Amir? We are not working too hard, but I am kind of cleaning up the home lab here a little bit because the services were not registering properly. So let's see. Let's get our data, our tasty data. Let's October 23rd, so it's already on tomorrow. We're gonna kick this service over just for fun. Restart. Just for fun, we're gonna kick it over, make sure everything's good. I've had only one class in college, and that didn't have one. Yeah. Midterms aren't always there. I'm definitely a college professor. We're in week 8 now of the classes that I'm teaching out of 8. So this is kind of like finals for some students, but not all classes. Like my Cisco classes don't have finals. They do have a Cisco CCNA practice test for the students, but they could technically take that as many times as they want. So that's not really that bad. All right. The test isn't if this is good here. The test is, do we see the data again? And there are the data. The data are flowing again. So let's go back to our 7 days. And then did we lose data? Yeah, we lost data for part of this. So we did lose data. But interestingly enough, it was still spinning and it kept our recent data. That's kind of interesting. That's a fun little behavior to find, I guess. Want to try it for fun? Can do the practice test. Linux developer. I do have a test that's kind of like a practical test, and I used to give it to junior. So when I first, not even first, when I used to work at AAA, I was the platform engineering lead, and I ran the Linux and the Windows teams, and we would bring people up from the kind of like the. If you want to think of it like bringing them up from the minors, we would bring people up out of like the help desk and the service desk and stuff and bring them into mid-range Unix, Linux style engineering. Our team was called mid-range Unix, but we really didn't run much Unix anymore. We still had a few servers kicking, but we got rid of them. And then anyway, so we'd bring people up, and one of my ways that I would bring people up was I would make them do this test. And I've showed it to you before. Yeah. So I've shown it to you guys before. It's in the Discord somewhere, and if I wasn't working on something a whole bunch right now, I'd probably show it to you guys. But I'm going to be working on this other project here in a few minutes. So I will probably just be probably just kind of talking to you guys, and then if anybody needs anything, just let me know, and I'll just be kind of hanging out here. Probably add some more stuff over here as we go. A kind of fun one, let me pull up this fun one real quick, is there's a really good Influx DB Wayfair. I want to show you guys this because this is actually kind of a nice little white paper that was made up. So if you guys need this is a nice little white paper on how they do their Influx DB, and mainly the one part of this that I really like is to show people this, where they were doing this reference architecture with Kafka in between, because Kafka kind of serves as a systems bus or like an event bridge to everything. So, but yeah, I could maybe. I mean, I'm super busy this week still getting this presentation done, so that's why I hopped on to just kind of hang out with people and work on the presentation. But I would definitely, as like part of the Linux systems administration stuff, probably do You know what? That's actually a really good idea. I'm gonna put one of those together at the end, and I'm gonna have like a stretch challenge for everybody to do. And I think that a lot of people are probably gonna get a lot more done than they think that they could, because 16 weeks of like a Linux intensive that's a lot of working on Linux. That's a lot of stuff for people. So I think people will have a lot more probably done than they think they would. So. All right, let me drink my drink real quick here. And I'm gonna start working on my project. So I will be in the other window that you guys don't see, doing other stuff. If anybody needs me for anything, let me know. I'm just kind of hanging out, working on stuff right now. You guys can definitely, yeah, I'm drinking a Monster. Me and the wife just had pizza and wings, so there's that. I'm gonna take Ranger out of the rotation just for a little bit, just because the wife's downstairs wandering around. And oh, whoops, I didn't mean to get rid of that case study. Yeah, and then I'll show you this, because again, I think that that's a really cool little case study of how InfluxDB can be leveraged in an organization, and you could have a data metrics pipeline from everywhere in your company with Kafka in there. So it's pretty good. Positive comedy. Hopefully this stuff's useful to you. Thanks for the follow. I did just remove Ranger from our list, or you could have watched Ranger. Me and the wife are checking. We're pretty sure his birthday is the 26th, and he is going to be 14. So in big dog years, that's something like 88 years old. So man, he's a big old dog. Yeah, Chris, pizza and wings, man. I hadn't eaten lunch, so this was kind of like a dinner, end of the day, finally eating something. So yeah, we did pizza and wings. It works out good because I like flats and the wife likes the drumsticks, so that's good. And then we can both do pepperoni, so that's good. I also can do mushroom, but not everybody likes mushroom on pizza, so the wife doesn't, so we don't get mushroom. When she's gone, I get mushroom on things, but when she's around, we don't do it. But also, she could do black olives, and I can't do black olives. I think those things are just, shudder. But other people like them, so obviously it's probably fine for them. So, anyways, all right. I am gonna get back to working on my stuff. If you guys need anything, let me know. I will be sitting here, kind of building training out and going through it. Actually, maybe I'll just review some of my training for now. We could order half and half. That's true. That's true. I've done half and half sometimes when I want to order jalapenos on stuff, because she doesn't do jalapenos either. So, all right, we got this stuff. I'm gonna pull this stuff out and put it in my notes. Very end of my notes. So many notes. Where are my teeth? How's the Python coding going then? Are you enjoying that? I always do just enough Python to get whatever project I need done. So I'm always kind of constantly in a state of like, I can make Python work, but I would never in a million years call myself a developer on it. Like I can get Python to work, and I can get Python to clean data, and then I could like implement that in like a pipeline or something, but that's not what I professionally do, and I have to look up 10 things to figure it out every time. Like it doesn't stick in my head because I don't do it enough, so that's just one of those things. You gotta like spend time enough to get, into it if you really want to learn something like that. Same thing with Linux. Some people will paddle about with it and not really dig into it to learn it and do it professionally. That's how you feel with every language right now? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, we have some people in our community that are pretty involved with coding, and I always just direct people over to them. Like, hey, if you really want to do more coding, go hang out with like Salty and some of these guys who that's like their full-time job. They're like lead software engineers, you know. So, yep. I do agree with the learn it and contribute it model as well. That's a big part of open source, you know. Figure out how to do this stuff. Yeah, Salty Catfish. He's one of the guys in our server. He's although he hasn't been streaming much. Like he moved to a different job, and he hasn't been streaming too much. Like I would like him to be streaming a little more, because then I could go raid him more often. He does stream, but I haven't seen him stream in months. It actually alerts out of our Discord if he does stream too. So, oh, excuse me. All right, I'm in this other window looking at these logs and these different servers and different things that I have to do. Yeah, he was running a thing down in the Discord for a while too, where every Sunday everybody would come down in there, and he was getting like 30, 40 people sometimes. I think he was getting pretty popular, and they were building out this thing called the Blitzcrank bot, and I don't know what the background of that bot was, but they were doing. I remember it would show in the one channel every time they did like a pull request and every time they merged, and Wazoo. I don't know what that is. Let me check that. I think some people might have mentioned this to me before. So it's just a seam, and it looks like it's open source. To do security log analysis for us. That'd be interesting. You know what might be fun for this is if this does really have an open source component, like it sounds like. Typically you find that over in like the documentation. So we'll be using Rocky 9 if we build it. We could build one of these indexers out. It's nice that they tell you how many gigs each 90 days per server. That's pretty nice. That's probably a generalized thing, but that's actually a really nice little table to have. Not a lot of people like, you just have to do this on your own and learn this in the wild. Like, we'll guess, but you know, they don't put it out there. I like that. I like that a lot. That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna leave that up and spinning because that's gonna be one of the things that I'll come back and look at later. So I'll leave that in my little other channel here, or my other little thing there. Hold on. It might have been you. Yeah. Yeah, I like when things are underpinned with Linux. That's always nice. All right, let's see if we can't reload some of this. All right, so I need to keep adding to that. I need to keep working on this. System-wide runbook. We're going to bold that. Linux is similar, but just CLI. Nice. Nice. All right. Let me keep looking here. Got all that stuff. Now we're into the second day. Got all those lab things there. checking out nodes, checking endpoints, determining primary node. I think that's all valuable. System inventories. Alright, now I gotta do our bare metal startup. This was the last lab I had to do the other day, and I just never got around to finishing it. So, I'm going to overlays. Oh, this is day 3. That's startup of the whole cluster. Alright. What should I do with my Pi 4? Oh man, I have all kinds of ideas to do with your Pi 4. Number one, turn it into a RetroPie. Because for people that have never done a RetroPie, I think that's a fun little project. So, you may have done it before, but RetroPie, I think this is a great little thing to do with Raspberry Pis. I've been doing this on them since the Pi 2. And then you just go get a bunch of what are they called? Not ISOs, ROMs for your games, right? Nice, yeah, the little ROMs. And I have about 5,000 ROMs. Let's go check my ROMs here. So I have all these ones. And so for FBA, I have a fair amount of these are what are the FBA? Are those the I think those are some kind of arcade, Game Gear. GB is Game Boy, so I have all these Game Boy ones. Lots of Game Boy ones. I have about 10,000 in total. Yeah, I think I'm closer to 10,000 than 5,000. What was this one? Hold on. This one is my Game Boy Advance. So these are all my Game Boy Advance games that I have. And then, yeah, I have some modded consoles that are like old Xboxes as well. My N64s run, but it's hard to get a good controller input for those, especially for like if you guys have ever played the original Super Mario 64, that game had such cool camera angles, and it's very hard to get the same camera angles out of another controller, because you have to have a separate you used to use the middle stick to do the camera back then on that one. So that was kind of an interesting one. Then I got some Neo Geo. Neo Geo has like the biggest damn ROMs you ever seen in your life. They're so damn big. Yeah, those are huge. But they have some of the best graphics. Even, man, early on they had really great graphics, but they burn up the most. And then, yeah, a whole bunch of those. And then I have a fair amount of Nintendo ones. So yeah, look at all that. Look at all that. I think these are in Nintendo right here. Yeah, these are all Nintendo here and Super Nintendo. So that's where most of my thousands come from, is from Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Yeah. Oh yeah, I used to do a retro game night about once a month or so. Maybe once every couple months, have all the guys over. Yeah. You can build libraries. There's a lot of ways to get libraries, and there's a lot of ways to go and get them all. Not the least of which just letting me know that you need to get a hold of them, and then we'd figure something out. I have Battletoads. I have all the Super Nintendo Battletoads. I think Super Nintendo was the one that the first Battletoads came out on. I played the crap out of Battletoads when it first came out too, by the way. I was on the original one. So yeah, Linux developer, if you know how to get a hold of me on Discord, just we'll talk down there, because it's super easy to pull them all. Yeah, I got all that stuff. Man, yeah, hold on, like, let's do this. Let's go let's do it like this. Let's say 4INLS do LS. I think this will be the easiest way to do it. So, we don't need to sleep in there. Done. Hey, how's it going, Cerberus? I didn't get to talk to you much the other day, but thanks for the raid. And let me see if I can try to do the adult thing here and do a shout out. There we go. I think that'll work. I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you trusting your community with me while we're sitting around and messing around. We're not working too hard tonight. But we were talking about, let's see, how many games do I have in here total? Oh, gosh. Yeah, you got to LS the right thing. Hold on. LS $. There we go. Boom. So then that's my numbers right there. Maybe I don't have as many as I thought. I thought I was up to like 10K, but maybe I'm only around 5K because there's my Super Nintendos, there's my Nintendos, there's my Neo Geos, there's my Game Boy Advance and my Game Boy. So that's probably closer to about 5K. I don't have all my arcades because I always had a problem with like the FMA, whatever that there's a thing you got to do, and I never got it around there. Yeah, thanks for coming by. And anybody that's hanging out, we mostly do Linux around here and mess around, typically in that order. But also, I just kind of hang out and try to show you guys stuff, or we talk about stuff. I'm working on stuff in a different screen. I can't show you guys that because it's proprietary and it's a training build out for a customer, a government customer that I work with. And what I can tell you, this is kind of funny. I've been joking around with it, but next week from from Sunday we fly out, me and the wife, and then Sunday through Saturday we'll be in Hawaii. But I'm giving training out there, so it's like yes. Yeah, you can just copy the bins off the old PlayStation 1, 2 games. Yeah. I used to put on Twisted Metal, and me and the guys would go at it. The original Twisted Metal game that we used to play so much as kids. You drive around, kids, I mean teenagers, you know, when that came out. But yeah, we had a good time with that. I'm going to say bare metal startup because the system is operational. We won't be turning all off and starting it. But we can check all the items we might want to look into as we bring a cluster like this up from bare metal state. So I'm going to write a lab now on bringing the system up from bare metal, which is a common type of activity if you ever do like big maintenance weeks or something. Like sometimes HPC clusters, because they do focus so much on uptime for the users, they don't get to do patching. They don't get to do that kind of stuff during, like with other things, I will roll through and I will patch and update things. But since the main rule, like the number one rule of high performance compute is stability and uptime, like we need long running, you know, maybe even like a couple 100-day jobs of satellite data and all kinds of different type of data that researchers may be working on. Typically what we do is we get 3 to maybe 7-day blocks, but only once a year. And that's when we get to do all our maintenance. And you say, that seems weird. It's a weird cadence. I'm used to being able to do patching like the last Thursday night of the month or something. Yeah, a lot of us are. But different companies and different operational postures will have different types of that kind of stuff going. So I'm going to explain to them like a bare metal startup. And this is another thing that's kind of interesting is when you deal with all of the big supercomputers nowadays, guys, every single one of them is liquid cooled. Whereas when I started this 20 years ago and worked in high performance compute, you could get away with some high performance compute. Like most of it, I'd say still probably like 90% of it when I started was still air cooled. You wouldn't even be in the top 1,000 servers in the world right now, like of clusters, if you weren't liquid cooled. You wouldn't even be in there. So it's so the point is you have Pong Paddles 2. Nice Linux developer. You're probably a bit on the aged side like me then, I take it. I was born in the 80s. In fact, I tell people it's funny, I'm the oldest of the millennials. My birthday falls in the time frame of the millennials, but I get none of their down. I'm like Daywalker. I have none of their weaknesses, but all of their powers. Um, that's a way to say it, right? I was just watching Blade the other day with the wife. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the oldest of the millennials. I turned 22 in Iraq as a combat infantryman, so I've been a curmudgeon since I was 22 years old. Like I would just as likely tell most people to get off my lawn. I got a brother. I think my younger brother's technically a Gen Z. But yeah, actually, it's funny. I'm going on this Saturday right before we leave. This Saturday, me and my wife are going to my younger brother. My twin brothers are having their 40th birthday party. So my younger twin brothers are 40 now. Man, it's like we're all old. All our kids are in their teens now. It's wild. Some of the kids are still a little younger, but most of the kids are teens now. So it's like everybody's growing up. It's wild. So Gen Z is post 00. Oh wow, yeah, that's wild. I was in the army when Gen Z was born. Apparently, then. In fact, I've been teaching college for 16 years now. Now that makes me feel old, but that's fine. All right, I am still working on this other screen, so you guys feel free to let me know if you got anything or keep talking amongst yourselves. Also, if you guys don't know, we have a Discord. Let me link the Discord for people. There's the Discord if anybody needs it. And let me go grab that for the people on the... I'm going to post it back in here. I know it's going to go... Oh, I guess I could do... Oh, I didn't know I could just do that. I could go just to the YouTube's peoples and then go back to all. Nice. So I didn't realize I could send messages to just one or the other of you guys. That's cool. So I sent that just to the YouTube side of things. So if anybody over there wants to hop in the Discord, anybody over here wants to, we're over 3,000 engineers down there, engineers and admins, and everybody from hobbyists to professionals. And the stated goal of our group is to take you guys from being hobbyists and make you guys professionals. So that is what our professional Linux users group meets for. So if anybody's wondering, like, oh, what the hell is this group all about? Well, it's free. You can hang out down there, and there may even be, let me go check. There may even be people studying right now. Let me go look. Nope, nobody's in the study channels, but there was some a few hours ago. There's always stuff going on down there. You guys can go hang out. We do Saturdays. We have on Saturdays our meeting for the Linux Systems Administration course. We're going to do week 7 and 8 this weekend. So I'm going to run through both of those weekends because I'm going to miss the next weekend. And then I'm going to try to coordinate to get Sending Grounds, one of our senior guys, to come talk to you guys again that day that I'm out of town. So I'll be flying back that day. So, all right. Anyways, enough about that. Power on the networking. That's first. Bring up the networking. Power on the storage nodes. Space has invaded your DMs. That's funny. Let me go see. Oh yeah, okay. Developer I see on there. Okay, good. I will respond a little later. But I see on there, so that's good. All right. I'm saying power on the networking. Power on the storage nodes, and then turn on let's say for this, since you do not have a console or access yet, these first steps may be in the DC. Alright, power on the head nodes. Say once the head nodes are reachable, we can start to check out services. all about the sauce. Fair enough. Fair enough. We all gotta find the sauce. And if you ever know the sauce, you're required by law to tell it to other people. Alright, alright. Yep. Alright, so once head nodes are reachable, service can be started to be checked out, so a primary node must shoot. Primary node must be decided before performing the next actions. And then I'm going to say, how do we verify storage to our head nodes? That's the next thing I got to go figure out. Let's see. Okay. Okay. See that running. Change some of your L1s to get a quiet fan for one. Yeah, that'll happen. Gotta update your hardware. It's always rough rolling forward on your stuff. A lot of times people just wait until it crashes. You know. I need to find out. I have a. Normally when I check multipath, let's maybe paths. And I gotta figure out how to start this this one tool up, or well, at least how to check that the things are up, because they're locally attached storage, so they're coming over multipath D. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So I'm thinking out loud to myself right now, as I look on this other screen here. Um, let's go on the primary, power on the head nodes, make sure they're available, and then we're going to start checking services out, which is check for multipath should see all the services. So empath. C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So there's a whole bunch of them. Alright, I see them all. So I guess that's good. Multipath will list paths. And then start up pacemaker and Coworking. I gotta figure out which of those happens first, because I forget. Alright, Coworking and then pacemaker. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys all done working for the day? Wish I could say that's true for me, but unfortunately, as Job would have said from Arrested Development, I've made a huge mistake. I pushed all my work back and didn't do anything like I should have. So now I'm working late. Now I'm asking, why do they think the services do not start automatically? Because they don't. But there's a reason we don't start services automatically on head nodes. If something comes up from bare metal, you want to start things when they're ready to start, not just automatically, right? So that's a smart thing to think about. And then I'm going to say check. This is ACS status command will tell us that services have started correctly. You see the correct electrical volumes for Werewolf. Let's see. Down. Yep, grind never stops. In fact, I'm working on this stuff so it can be even more ready for, you know, I don't want to be just sliding in sideways to Friday right before the training, you know. I want to be as ready for it as I can now, because then I got to get these things printed up. I can't really show you guys. Maybe I can get, after I'm all done with it, maybe I'll get some permission to show you guys like what the little training things that I put together look like. The little lab book, like a whole lab guide. It's the one that I printed is 30 labs, but I already have up to, I think I'm closer to 35 labs now, because I kept building them after this weekend. So yeah, massive amounts of things. Hey Kano, how's it going? Of course my free sub is used right when they're giving disc for Nitro. Yeah. That's okay. I try to keep Discord as free as possible so you guys don't ever have to feel like you... Like, that's the... Like, I want the Discord to be a place where people just go and kind of hang, you know? Like, I don't want anybody to feel like they ever have to pay anything for that. But you know, any of those Discord things are kind of cool. I actually saw a thing earlier, like I could have gifted some people Nitro, and I was like, that's cool. I do a fair amount of, I keep a Nitro up and then I boost the server. A few other guys do too. The cool PFP, yeah. Yeah. Alright, now, if that's started, I'm gonna say once job So now we say 5. Yep. So, let's see. Con server, that's what it's called. All right. All right. Too big to fail. How's it going? I'm doing good. I'm hanging out. We're not working too hard today. We're just kind of chilling, doing a little co-working. I have my background processes kind of showing you some different stuff that we were working on. And what are we doing in this one? We CD back to here, clear, and then bang tail. And we'll let that spin. That's kind of watching our werewolf cluster in that top right window, and you can see just the nodes going and pulling their overlays. They have runtime overlays that constantly update, so that's kind of something that's going over there. Let me check here. All right. Yeah, but all in all, it's pretty good. And too big to fail. If you hadn't been around the training that I'm building in the other windows that you guys can't see, it's for going out to Hawaii. I'm going to be training people in Hawaii, so it's like, oh no, don't throw me in the briar patch, right? The old Brer Rabbit. He's like, oh no, don't throw me in the briar patch. All right. So to start those nodes, we are going to start them like this. Yeah, and then in the top left window there, we're just kind of watching a few things we've been talking about, some of the different tools that are out there for monitoring, and that Wazoo. I just left some things up that people had mentioned, and I'll probably go back to look at later. I'm just kind of using that screen, ends up being for me just kind of like a record of what we worked on while I'm kind of working on other stuff. It kind of becomes like a little bit of a notebook for me. I know that's like, some of you are probably like, Scott, that's like your 15th type of notebook. I know, man. You guys got to remember, I'm kind of a madman, so I'm all over the place. How's it going, Robodom? We're just kind of hanging out. I haven't told the people enough about the Discord, but there's Robodom's always good for that. You guys are welcome to hang out down there. I think I mentioned it a few times, but not too much. So once those are up, they can start to do that. And then I'm going to go check over here on this machine. It's basically the same steps. And I'm going to do all these things. Lines 4. Back to, let's say, oh, nice, Robodom. Hey, if you need anybody to write you a nice letter of recommendation or anything, let me know. Also, we have a lot of people who have been through that program, so you got some good support there, I think. Remote jobs might be harder to come by, especially for entry-level positions. That's probably true. Robodom, one of the things I'm gonna be doing with as we get closer to the end of this Linux system administration course, and I'm gonna have a little more time. Well, I have my residency at the beginning of December for my doctorate, so I'll be really busy that weekend or that whole week. But I'm gonna try to, man, I don't know, maybe have more workshops for you guys or something. And I don't know, I guess I'll call them workshops because then people will feel like they're getting workshop material, even though it's like we could not call them workshops and still get the same good stuff out of them. But I don't know, maybe people will come to workshops more. But anyways, we'll do that to get you guys ready. And just, make you people, that are doing this and wanting to get into this feel a little more comfortable with it. So, all right. Let's see. So I've done all that. Start the job scheduler nodes, and then check the multipath, check the CoroSync, check the pacemaker, make sure everything's coming up, check PCS status. So. System CTL status werewolf. D. Okay, good. Alright, so that's already good. Okay. back over to this other machine, and then status for Slurm D Slurm see, let's see, is Slurm CTLD started, and then is Slurm DVD started, is Munge started, so all those have to be checked. Okay. That status. Sound like potential opportunity. Nice. Yeah, Robodom. I've known people that have finished that in as short as just a few months, and I know people that have taken their time and did it in a couple of years. I don't think there's any shame in either of them. You know, spend time, get experience, right? Slurm. Nice. Yeah, Robodom, any of those things that can kind of bolster and show that you know how to do this stuff, I think are going to be good. I tell people all the time, like, I learned all my Linux in the wild, right? Like, I had one class in college in my undergrad, and it really didn't teach me much. I learned all my Linux, like, from mentors and just from doing it. But that being said, I'd be a fool if I didn't think, like, getting into Lockheed Martin was helped by the fact that I had an undergrad in engineering and a master's in business. And then I think I've told you guys, when I went to get my senior engineer at Lockheed Martin, they were like, yeah, you're going to need a master's in engineering. And I was like, all right. So I went back and finished a master's in engineering. And that's why I have 2 master's degrees, in case anybody's wondering, is because I was limited in the engineering company I was in by only having an undergrad in the field that I was working. And then my master's degree for business administration did not matter. They didn't care. That MBA might as well just been like a paving stone out front. They didn't care, right? But that's, I mean, some companies do, some companies don't, right? Like, and you got to know what your market is. I told you guys the same thing with like Red Hat certs. Like, Red Hat certs will help you get in the door, but there's some government contractors that there's like a government job that says you must have 40 RHCEs on your team, and they will only hire RHCEs. They don't give a shit if you know anything or not. You have to have the RHCE, but then you're just going to sit there. And I worked with guys like that. They were turds because they knew they couldn't be fired. They were turds. They were just like floating in the punch bowl. Nobody was, you know, making everything garbage. But I've worked with it, you know, like, and I don't think you need certs to be good at this. I think you just need to start doing it. So, all right. Let me keep looking at this project. I'm almost done with this. And then start up the other nodes in the cluster. That's going to be my next one. Oops, Control Z, start the other nodes cluster as needed. Start the other nodes in the cluster as needed. So then that would be power on. All right. So I need to find Let's see what my possible must include wild cards. How's it going, Monkey Man? We're not working too hard today. You guys know that. WWCTL wild cards for Coworking. Let me go, shoot, I gotta go check in my node now. So, exit, WCTL, power, status, and 0 to 32. But yeah, Monkey Man, we're not working too hard. We're just kind of hanging out, talking about Linux, talking about system stuff. Hopefully showing some stuff that's useful. Is that thing still flipping through? Because I think it should be. Yeah, it's flipping through. Okay, good. I'll put Ranger Cam check back on. I think we were talking about this. I think Ranger's birthday is on the 26th. Me and the wife are unsure. But, oh, you know what? Actually, I know where I have that. I have that in a document. Maybe it's up in the Discord. I'm not exactly sure. Is Fisherman back on too? We got Fisherman streaming while we're streaming? We'll have to go raid him in a little while. Alright. We're joking around down in the Discord, so there's always good stuff going on down there. You'll find that we're called the Professional Linux Users Group, but sometimes when you go in there, it's not all super professional, but it is still kind of it's a good time. We like Ranger Dog. He's a good dog, and yep, keep an eye on Ranger. We were looking it up, me and the wife, and they have different aging, I guess, standards for the size of the dog. And when Ranger hits 14, which he will be in a few days, that will be the equivalent of 88 as an old man. And then if he could hit 16, which, man, I'll tell you, he's moving slow. So if he could make it a few more years, 16 would be like being 99 as an adult. So, you know, we'll just give him a comfortable place to sleep until then. Here, I'll put Ranger back on. Hold on. I didn't have Ranger Cam on because the wife was wandering around downstairs, but she knows mostly to stay out of Ranger territory. Although it is turned at a different angle. Oh, there's Ranger. Look, Ranger's probably checking out what the wife's doing down there. He's looking out the back door like an old man. What are you doing down there, Ranger? You better not be peeing on the wall. Nah, he's pretty good about that. Oh, just walking around like an old dog. Look at him. Look at him. That Ranger dog. Alright. We'll leave him down there. You guys can watch him every now and then. Oh, I know why he was at the door. I can hear in front of me, but downstairs. How's it going, Killa? I can hear my wife dragging the trash can out front. So he's looking out there because that's where the wife just went. So that's kind of funny. So the wife's going to be coming back in this door here in a minute. So She probably wouldn't appreciate it if I let you guys watch her walk in. She'd be like, "What the heck? You had me on stream," and I'd be like, "Yes, yes, we did." All right. Anyway, so I've checked these things. I've checked those. Let me keep working on my stuff that I need. I need to build more labs now. That next question, pretty basic. Does apt install not work on Fedora? No, it's on Fedora. You're using a different installer. It's DNF or Yum, but it's probably Yum nowadays. YUM on Fedora, but it may be DNF instead. So Yum was the old Yellow Dog update manager, and they've just now created DNF in the last few years, and that kind of supersedes it. So yeah, Killa. So that's an architecture difference, like the system. Not even architecture difference. It's just a version difference of what the different versions use as their package manager. So on the apt side, you get apt and DPKG, and on the Red Hat side, you get the DNF or Yum and RPM, which is Red Hat Package Manager. Those are the two you get. So, yep. All right. I gotta find. I don't need that right now. I do need this. No, you don't. Yeah, you don't get apt on any Debian-based systems. So, Ubuntu, Debian, all that. Yep. Alright, let me make sure I have this other part finished. Alright. So what task call to use apt? Do I just replace it with DNF? Yeah, it's pretty similar. Like you can do a DNF install and then the name of what you want to install, and you can even include the -y if you want. Yeah, yeah. So Killa, if you want to install some things, you can. In fact, it's funny that the next week, I think in our systems administration course, we're going to be doing updating things. So we're going to be doing some of that. And we're going to be looking at repos and local repos and stuff. How we maintain our repos in a cluster and all that good stuff. So, yep. Demystify that thing, because that's a big part. Like, getting software onto your system and where you get it from is a big part of systems engineering. And keeping things under control and keeping things from, we don't want other people to be able to install on there. But even if we install things across 5 different systems, we want to make sure it's installing the same thing, So we want to have a lot of control over our systems. That's always a kind of a true thing. So this thing's up to 34 pages. And I think So I go look. All right. Let's see. There's 11 plus 9, so that's 20. Plus 9 is 29. And plus 3 is 32. So there's 32 labs still. And all 32 of them are complete. So there's 0 in progress. So all the labs are complete. All my labs is complete. And complete. Now I gotta build some more labs for day 4. I have like at least 4 more labs to add. And then I'm gonna kinda go from there. Alright guys, I haven't taken a break this whole time, so I'm gonna go wander around a little bit. Let's see, Killa, you and Robodom are in charge until I get back. So if anybody needs anything, let me know. I think we haven't been seeing much on the YouTube side, so hopefully people from YouTube. Well, Chris is there. Okay, yeah. Hopefully this stuff's useful to you guys over there. We're just like we're not working too hard tonight, so yeah. You guys are keeping everything safe. I'll be back. You guys see Ranger chasing the streets down? I don't know if you guys got to see that or not. Alright, I'll be back. Back. Oh, you guys didn't see Ranger munching? He, I kind of just launched his treats over to him from far away. Yeah, Killa, if you're going to start the Linux course, you got to start at the beginning, yes. And then you'd be catching up now. You would be running all the way up to Unit 6. So we're going to do a 16-week course, and 6 up through 6 has been released already. and people have been working through it, and you can kind of see their discussion posts and stuff. There's discussion threads for each of the different weeks. There's 2 posts. You got to do 2 posts, one to answer the question and then one to respond to somebody else. Yep. And then I was thinking about it. I think I'm going to do something like I did with this other project where you know, we released all the, you know, everything that's on Killer Code is free. Everybody can do whatever they want on there, and it's going to be the same with the Linux System Administration course. It's going to be free. But then for people that get there later or that want to do like a little more in-depth, I mean, it's already pretty in-depth, but I'm going to put together a book on that as well, which again, nobody needs to buy it. It's just for people that want to spend a little more time with it and just get the book and have it all done when it's all done. I'm probably just going to do that, because then really what I'm going to be doing from here on out will be just directing people that Prolog projects and tell them, I'll go through all this stuff. But if they want it all just pulled together in a book, I'll just have a book for it too. So that'll be worth it. That's a fair level of effort for me, and it ends up being pretty fun. So yeah, Robdom, if you're behind, you just got to start catching up. That's all it is. A little bit each day. Don't try to do it all at once. Just do a little bit each day. So I gotta grab this config file from this other one. So where's this config file at? So this slide, copy, come over here. What is training documents? Software, are you talking about like the title? Oh, I'm working over on another set of slides that are for a customer that I'm working with. And I'm building the training docs for them. For, if you're talking about the Linux System Administration stuff, that's in the Discord. That's a place where people can go and work through what it takes to become a systems administrator, what it takes to be part of an operations team. Like, what are the challenges and the pitfalls and what happened? You know, that's the goal of that, is to like get you guys answering those questions and feeling out like what you need to know to be comfortable in a systems admin role. You know, so that's what the stuff, the training on the Discord, that's what that is. The what's referenced in my title that I'm working on in another slide that you, or in another screen that you guys don't see, is my training for this big project that I've got coming up. I'm going to be out in Hawaii next week training a bunch of people on this stuff. And they want the presentation. I just saw that they want the presentation sent to them by the 25th. So I just got to keep working on it. I'm kind of hammering through stuff while we're sitting here talking. And that kind of stuff. Monkey Man, your laptop just turned itself off. Oh, yeah. You better go check that. Better go check that out. I mostly just run my laptops off of power all the time. I don't do a lot of letting my laptop run by itself. I'm never like really mobile with it. I just use it. I do take it different places, but I don't use it off power. I don't think ever, really. I think it only does about 2.5, 3 hours worth of battery or so. With all my stuff I always got running. So oh, it was plugged in? Well, that's a problem. You know, I've had a power problem one time on this laptop while it was plugged in, but it's because I have it plugged into a docking port, and it actually really You guys want to know something that made me legitimately mad? How many of you have used like a professional docking port with a company? Like you had a company and you had like a enterprise laptop from Lenovo or Dell or something, and you put that little connector in for whatever. I think it's like a USB-C type connector or something. But anyways, you run that one, yeah, and that one little thing provides power and does all your screens and everything, right? Well, I bought this one, the little docking station I have. I bought it off of Amazon. It was Dell certified. It wasn't Dell branded, but it was the Dell one that had, Dell on, not Dell compatible. It said Dell on it, right? And when I got it, it does not do the power. I still have to run the power directly to this laptop, and that pissed me off. Because I'm like, the whole point of having a docking station is to be able to plug that one stupid little cable in, and then everything goes through that, And then all I got to do is pull one little cable out of the back of my laptop, and everything's there. But that doesn't work like that on this Dell G15. The power is not supplied through that. That pissed me off. I was like, really? Like I was sitting here the one day and I saw that I was running on battery, and I was like, what? How the hell am I running on battery? I'm connected literally to my thing, and the power didn't come through it. And I'm like, oh well. What can you do, right? You can't sit around and cry about it. You just gotta. What is it? No crying in baseball. All right. So, anyways, I gotta go down to the end of this dock now, and just there's those things. All right. So now I have Stig fix, generate Stigs for that, and then I'm gonna go with 414243. I'm gonna find. I've got a set of other things now that I want to add. So. I think I've done all the scan stuff. So I think that's good. So I'll move this over here. So stigging is, we're gonna call that good. One of these I need to change to RoboDom's giving you guys the labs. There's a bunch of labs that are out there for you guys to use for free. You guys know I don't get anything out of Killer Coda besides knowing that you guys hold on, sorry. Let me go. I gotta check this thing out real quick in here. So let me put this over here while I do. Probably messed that password up. Sure did. Yeah, Chris, the Ansible stuff I think is good. I think it's a good primer, good start. One thing I tell people about me with Ansible is I think I'm pretty good at showing people the basics, and then I think that people run off and they'll show me stuff like a few months later and I'll be like, it's better than anything I could do, You know, like they're already doing cooler and better stuff than me. I do really well with the basics, and I run my stuff across like tens of thousands of servers, and it works because simple things that work are perfectly fine as engineering, right? You don't have to do like super complex things. So that's weird. I'm I'm looking at these systems that I'm building, and these names don't make any sense to me. That's super weird. I guess that's fine. All right, Justin Streammania. Can people do the AWS lab on Killer Coda? Justin Streammania. No, you have to. I mean, for AWS, you have to do. Typically, have to go and do something up in AWS. My problem, the main thing that I've had a problem with giving people access to AWS stuff is, you know, how do we limit? And I guess we could do it. There's some things we can do with queries and stuff like that, and limitations with Lambda and stuff. But it's just something I never dug into enough. So, I mean, I guess you could go find an AWS lab out there somewhere, but you probably need to have your access key and your secret key, you know. So you'd probably need to have that running, or there. So. So, hold on, I want to... Yeah, alright, now I'm going to do a lab on node removal. Four. Restart the numbering at 1. Uza? Yeah, yeah. We were looking at that earlier a little bit, and I said I'd probably. It might be interesting for me to run that in the Prolug lab portion that I let you guys all have access to, and then just let it automatically kind of aggregate all the security for me and just let me know what's kind of going on over there. That would be a kind of fun little thing to deploy out there and let it keep track of what people are doing and that kind of stuff, and just like have the SIEM do that. That would be that. I think that would be a good little test for it. You guys that don't know, if you're part of the Professional Linux Users Group, we do have a lab environment that you guys can use. Most people use it for their systems administrator stuff, but it's like a little free service that we have that you guys can just go hang out in and work on and stuff. Fair number of people use it, so it's been popping off ever since we started the system admin course 6 weeks ago. So let me do. Lots of built-in rules to handle lots of different things. Pretty good with default too. Yeah, nice. I wonder how it would be ingesting with a bunch of, if I had what's that tool? What's that tool that we use for it's like the network monitor. It basically you basically put on and just track all your TCP. It's like a TCP dump tracker across your system. Keep thinking Waze, but it's not Waze. Waze is the app that Google bought, right? A long time ago. No, what's the name of that app? Not Zabbix. Not Nagios. Zeek. Yeah, Zeek. You guys ever use Zeek? I wonder if I was feeding it all my Zeek monitoring and my Zeek logs. There's a whole bunch of logs that it'll go, and you might say, well, Scott, how easy will it be to track all your traffic with Zeek? Well, I could track all the traffic coming through the router. So I've got a Linux router, which is a C router in the environment, and all traffic goes in through there. Now, all that traffic is just will be SSH traffic. But I can see, let me think. I can see anything leaving. Yeah, so that my router would be a good place to kind of track everything. T-Shark, I never even played with T-Shark. Look at that ranger dog. Super tired. Super busy being a tired dog. All right, let me get back to my training here. My training docs. Dump the config to a YAML file, and that's going to be. Yeah, I've run Zeek professionally on a pretty big college campus, and 1260 node cluster works pretty well. Generate those logs up, and then we fed all our logs up into Splunk, enterprise Splunk from the company, but from the college that I was at. But yeah, that's how we fed data out with our stuff. So, yep, because visibility is one of the main main components we need to keep our stuff up, right? Keep our stuff operating the way we want to. All right. Delete the node. And check Zeke out. Nice. sdiff-s on temp cxo, whatever the node is. A little end time on this one. Restart the numbering at 1. There we go. All right. Guys, we're not working too hard. We're just kind of hanging out tonight. I will be back to hopefully normal, just on the air streaming here soon. But I've just been super busy with this, and got a college paper due tomorrow night, so I'll be super busy with that tomorrow. Lots to do. Lots of stuff to work on. That's what we do, though, right? This is why they pay us the big bucks. The engineering monies, right? We work a whole bunch. All right, that thing's up to 35 pages, and I don't know exactly how many. Oh, I gotta add more slides. Yeah, Rodom, I stay busy, man. I even got asked the other day. Somebody was asking me about more one-on-one time, and I was like, "Well, I can't. I just can't. I can't commit. I'd love to have time to do one-on-ones with everybody, but man, you know, there's 3,000 people on the server, and there's one of me, and I only have 168 hours in a week, so there's not enough time to go around, right? So even if I could talk to 10 people a day, we wouldn't hit everybody. We'd barely hit everybody in a year, you know? And I don't even know if that many people are that interested, you know? I think some people just join the Discord to do it, and that's fine. I got no problem with that. It's just the people that are really serious about it, you know? I'd rather spend the time working with those people. Because you only get out of this what you put into it, right? I can't make anybody better at any of this. You gotta work at it. So, all right, I'll get off my soapbox about that, but it's true. All right. So I've now built those labs. Try to keep myself busy, but I jump around to too many different things. Yeah, Robdom, I think I don't have all the solutions for things, but I think I have a solution for that. And this is just because I've heard people say this. And it's that you just have to you just have to have a reason to do something. Like, it's the same thing we were talking about this earlier, where, like, I'm always on the verge of, like, knowing Python pretty well, but I just never like make that jump. Like I'll do Python for what I need, and then I'll go run off to something else. And but if somebody were like, "Hey Scott, to be able to get dinner next month, you're gonna have to do Python all the time," I would probably hunker down then and start doing a whole hell of a lot of Python, right? And I would feel pretty comfortable, I think, after about a month of that. Well, I think it's the same way, like when you're working on stuff, like if you just tell me to go like play with Python, I would just like push it around with my fork on the plate, like I didn't want to finish the spaghetti or whatever. But if you were like, "Hey Scott, figure out how to get Python to boot all the machines in your cluster through this like connector that we have, and figure out how this API works on your XCP-ng," well, now that's something now I have like a goal, and I can go figure that out, you know. And that's kind of how I feel with a lot of this. So you know, just find something, Robodom, that you can kind of bite in on. And if that's Linux systems administration, that's it. If it's, hey, I want to do Linux systems administration to get a front end up, and then I can use that front end to build my web stuff, because you like doing web stuff, I know. You're a front end guy. That's what you do, right? Yeah. That, Robodom, or just being tossed into the fire, right? Like somebody makes you do it for work, and then you're like, oh, now I need to do this, right? Now I need to get good at this. Like I've been saying with this training, like I was already pretty okay at training, but if I hadn't been okay at training, I would have had to get good at training, because, well, I get to train people regardless of whether that was in the plans or not, you know, that I'm the guy now. So, all right, 11 plus 9 is still 20. Plus another 9 is 29. Plus 5 is 34. So I've got 34 of these now. 34 out of 34. And then I think we're at 35 total pages. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to leave the book for a bit. And I'm going to go back to my presentations now, and I'm going to start hammering the presentations more now. So, what presentation's at? Over here. All right. Day 4. Security in the cluster, Radix, say duplicate slides. Additional topics. New slide. Different theme. All right. This thing's up to 11 slides now. That's good. 11 of 90. But all my labs, I think all my labs are done. I want to call my labs complete for now. Yeah, I get it, Robodom. I get it. Yeah, we're going on 2 hours. I've been working pretty hard. I'm getting a lot of my project stuff done here. Let's see if my other training days are still the same. 47, 51. All right, we're getting closer. Hey, thanks for the follow. Nia Chong 89. Hopefully this stuff's useful to you. We are not working too hard right now. Just kind of listening to the music, and I am doing some. It's actually interesting. Has that Zeek thing not changed in a while? Yeah, it doesn't look like that's been flipping. Now I made it the focus. And now I'm going to see if it starts flipping again. Nice. Yeah, Nia Chong, we have a lot of good stuff down there. I think we've built up a community over the last 5 years on Discord, and 10 years of the ProLug existing before that. Well, 10 years total, and then 5 on Discord. I think we got a pretty good little group of guys, and I think we've got a pretty good, set of things happening there for you guys to go in and play with and stuff. So, yeah. Lots of stuff to learn. Oh, one of our guys just went through. We have this old training from like last year, where one of our guys set up like a Pathfinder doc for you guys to go through and learn how to do a tool called or go to API Academy, and he figured a bunch of stuff out, and he made a nice little study guide for you guys. And one of our guys went and passed that cert today, so that was kind of cool. That was kind of motivating, hearing that somebody was going through some of the older resources. And that API Academy stuff's really good, man. It gets you ready for, managing APIs and making sure that APIs are healthy in your environment, and that they're being life cycled properly, and then how are they secured. Yeah, Robedom, it's not that it's down, it's a different site now. So I updated the link over in the in our beginner start here section. I updated the link over there. Yeah, it moved permanently, so yeah, so APIacademy.co is no longer there, but the new path is in there. Yeah, and then you just go download the Pathfinder guide, and it helps you get ready for the cert. Because the test is an open book test. They tell you on there, like, you can take this and just leave the browser open, and you get 3 tests. The tests are all free, but you get 3 attempts at passing. And I think if you have the study guide open, it should help you pass pretty easily. So, so there's that. And look, it's just one more thing to put on a resume. And if you're in the web space, if you're in a front end or a back end position, I mean, shoot, I hit APIs all day. Like, I hit APIs all the time. And I'm a platform guy. I'm not even a programmer, but I hit APIs all the time. APIs are the way we move data between teams, Like, one of the worst things you could do is send an email and have somebody just bury it and not send you the info. What if you could just talk to their freaking API instead of talking to them? It's like the most convenient thing ever, so. And if you guys have ever heard of like API first companies and how, places like Amazon does it, they've been an API first company for like 20 something years. In fact, I think they might have been the ones that coined it, but I'm not sure. But yeah. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, you're always welcome to hang out anytime. So people have to go. You guys, we don't keep attendance here. I don't check out how long you've been in the stream or nothing, but you guys are always welcome to hang out and chat, and try to make sure this stuff's useful to as many of you as we can. Alright, so I'm coming back over here, and I'm going to keep working on my training docs. So yeah, the error probably wouldn't go in there because you're just redirecting the output, and you're only LSing the files, so it'll only give you the listing if the file were there. So yeah, so if the LS is erroring, standard error isn't going to go into that. Standard error is a 2 and then a greater than sign. So try that, Killa. It would look more like this. If you know it's going to error. Try that. I know that's going to go to both sides. I don't care. But that's Try that, and then that should at least throw the error in there. If that's what you want. Nothing about that's going to throw with the contents of the file in there, obviously. But the error that you see from that file not existing, if the file doesn't exist, will go over there. Which lab, Killa? One of my labs? Oh, I don't know. Don't get hung up on anything. Just keep going. If something doesn't work, you might have to figure out why. But don't get hung up on anything. Yeah, it's from the sysadmin course, Robodom. Alright. Other... topics. Yeah, just keep moving on. I'll go pull that up. Hold on, let me go look at week 1. I'll go check it out real quick. Is it in the lab? The essentials lab? Let me check. Touch fruits, echo. Create some stuff, fruits, maybe fruit. Throw it in there, sort. SAUX, cat fruits. Date, T file, LS fruity. Yeah, that should be just like the one before it, so it's a 2. Yeah. I see where it is. Yeah, just do it like you did before where you threw it to dev null but throw it to a log instead. Yeah, that's That's an error in the lab, but that's a context thing. You got to be able to figure those things out. That's a big part of this. All right. So that's, yeah, that was an error in the lab. So now I need to start getting all my stuff over. Yeah. Yeah, Road Dom, I'm always testing you guys, making sure you guys are on your toes. That's very important. I gotta add this motivator door stuff. Additional topics. New slide. Slide. Okay. So motivator doors. Alright, we enter the pin, and then set minimum speed, fan speed, and then there's the door, client settings, new slide, motivator door. Copy image. All right. Node removal, that's all done. That's not gonna help any. All right. Okay. Security in the cluster. Did my thing stop working? No, you guys can still see me talking. It's good. Yeah, Robedom, thanks for the resubscription. 34 months, man. I can't even believe I've been streaming that long. I think I've been streaming now. I think this is my 37th month. So you came on pretty early, yeah. You were around pretty early. And Robodom, I think you were in Midnight Simon streams originally, weren't you? If I recall. I don't know if that's where I originally ran into you, but I think you were over there more, and then I was always hanging out over there too. Even though I don't really have any desire to be heavily involved with algos or anything, but I think algorithm stuff is interesting, so I'll watch him work on algorithms. I think that's kind of fun. Yeah, nice. Yeah. I had hung out in his streams quite a bit, just kind of being around. Looks like the wife's in the background over there. I told her she's on stream if she's over there, so she should know better. Here, I'm gonna yell to her real quick. You're on stream! I mean, as long as you wanted to be. I told her if you're over there, anywhere in that cone, you're on stream, so. Alright, anyways, I'm doing more labs, getting more stuff set up. Let's get this to here. I think I'll have one or two more passes of the data now where I move the, basically now I just have to align my labs and my training docs, and then I'll probably like finish up the number of slides that I have. I had originally shot for 480 slides, and then I moved my estimation down to only 360. And how many do I have? Let me pull up a little calculator and we'll figure it out. I have 80 plus 47 plus 51 plus 16. So I have 194. I'd still like to get. I'd like to be over 250. So I'm gonna keep pushing this up for tomorrow, and then yeah. I have 194 of 360. I'm gonna move this stuff up. That's fine right there. 0 of 34 in progress. 35 total pages. Yeah. No, Robodom, there's no minimum. It was an arbitrary number I had picked where I was thinking about 120 slides per day for my 4 days would be good. Because if I have an 8-hour day to fill, and then that would have been about 3 minutes per slide. But you got to remember, I'm also going to be spinning these guys off and making them do my labs, and I have 35 labs, so that's over 1 lab per hour that I can also have the guys doing. And then also they get lunch. We're going to take some breaks. Obviously, you're not just going to sit in the room for the whole time. You're going to take breaks and stretch your legs out and stuff. So I'll give the guys some time to think about stuff and then kind of keep going from there. Yeah. I think 250 is the minimum I probably want to do, though. So for me, that'll be that. Hey, Fisherman, I was thinking of raiding you. I was being stubborn and trying to get more of my training done. But yeah, if you guys don't follow Fisherman, you should. Robodom could probably give him a shout out. He does a lot more of the AI stuff, and then he does a lot more of like tasks on screen and stuff like that. That's mostly what he's working on over there. He works on our bot. He's the guy responsible for when you guys get alerts when we go live. He's also responsible for when the bot mouths off to you, so no, you were at like 4 or 5 most of today, Fisherman. I think I even went in there once and you were at like 8. So you're doing all right. Better than most of us are doing our first little bit of time doing it. Forgot to restart the bot. Yeah, turn the bot back on. I hear the wife coming. The wife's coming. Hey, Fisherman, I need you to redo that image that I have right there, and I need it to be one, and I need another penguin that looks just like it sitting next to it, and then it needs to say, "We're not working too hard." So can you make me another little AI, and then when the wife's here, when I'm co-working, then I'll use that to let you guys know when the wife's in the room. So then you guys know when you can ask her questions about me and stuff, and she'll tell you all kinds of funny stories about me. Because if there's one thing the wife likes to do, it's give me a hard time. Do you need it? I downloaded it if you lost it. There's Ranger down there. Look at Ranger. All right. Yeah, so I'm at 194 of my 360 slides. And I'm going to put down there, I'll be happy at 250. If I can just get to 250 slides, I'll be pretty good. Does she realize I'm the Kevin Costner of Prologues? Yeah. She knows I'm insane and and people just happen to not know it online, so they hang out with me. Mustard is allowed in Arizona, Robodom. That was me messing around because I took that picture and somebody thought it was dinner, and then fishermen thought that it was we didn't have any mustard or something. I don't know where that came from, but no, we're allowed to have mustard in Arizona. I was going to come up with some really silly reason why we couldn't, but no, we definitely can. I've got this task I might have to do next week while I'm out there. The boss was telling me, my boss Don was telling me, he's like, hey, I might need you to go inventory a bunch of stuff. And I was like, all right, I'll inventory all that stuff. And then I was gonna make a slide on here that's like, all right, let's go learn how to inventory for the cluster, and then we'll all go over to because we'll be I think they said about 500 yards from the data center. So I'll be like, okay, it's time to walk over to the data center, and we'll walk over there and do the inventory that I have to do, but I'll make it part of the training. I'll inventory that for money. Do I have the for money on here? No, it's not part of this. I don't have it for this source. This source is different than my other one. Where's my other one here? My streaming default. I could do, hold on. I can answer that for money. Here, hold on, I'll move this other stuff out of the way so you guys can't see it. Yeah, there we go. Move that out of the way, and then I'll pull that up. I can answer that for money. See, this is what I'm looking at, guys. This is what my stream looks like over here, or my screen, and then you guys were in this other one that's like a little co-working chatting one. That's this is this other one with different sources and stuff like that. And I can move back to the other one, my streaming default one, and then I just have my cameras covered right now by the I can answer that for money. But so is my text to speech and stuff, because that's just sitting on the back of this actual screen. This scene, if you guys have never noticed, this scene that we're looking at right here, this is the scene that's actually my whole big bright monitor. And then these other scenes that I've been making for co-working, like this, these are not my monitor. They're just representative of things from that monitor. So there's things that are happening here that are in the same place as that monitor, but they're behind. Like right now when I'm bringing the training back up in this other window that you guys can't see, this is on the same screen that I was just showing you guys earlier, if that makes sense. I know that's weird. It's just one of the cool things about like any of these OBS, or I use Streamlabs desktop, is that you can generate different scenes, and then you can switch between them. And typically when I switch between them, even if it's the same one, I have the little do all the Linux as my so it just kind of spams you guys with that thing, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, we're not working too hard. We're just kind of hanging out and getting some lab stuff done. I want to try to get 250 by the end of tomorrow. So I've got 56 more slides to make. So that's a good amount of additional work for tomorrow. Fisherman, you still around? Did you start the bot back up? If you'd turned it all off, but yeah, Robodom, it looks like the bot's still down. even well, I guess we could try another one. Hold on, let's see. User count. Oh, the bot's back on. We're at 3,058 people in the server, so we're growing at a pretty good rate. Yeah, Fisherman, we're back. Yeah. Fisherman, did I tell you that I don't think I told this story on stream. I don't think I told any of you guys this, because The other day, on Friday of last week, let me look at my little thing. Yeah, this would have been Saturday the 12th. The wife was gone, and I go check the bank because I'm kind of fanatical and I like to check things, and I keep track of all the monies for the family, right? And like there's a bunch extra in there, and I'm like, well, I could have gotten paid from work, so I go and I look, and I got my boss sent me a bonus, but he didn't tell me that I was going to get a bonus. So like I told and I couldn't check in the little system because that was like over the holiday weekend. So I told the wife, I was like, did they fire me? I don't know what happened here. And then when I finally got a hold of somebody at work, this woman Lisa, she's like, oh yeah, he didn't tell you like that you were getting a bonus? I'm like, no. But also it was like, I just think it's funny, like my boss must just think like, Scott doesn't even notice if he gets an X amount bonus, you know, an X amount with, there were a lot of zeros after it. So like I was kind of like trying not to be super chat about it, but it was a lot. And I was like, yeah, no, he didn't mention that I was getting that bonus. So it was kind of funny the whole time the wife was gone, because she had left that Friday, and then that happened on that Saturday. I told her, I was like, well, I guess we got a bonus, so if you want to buy that extra lobster, don't hold back. Buy that extra lobster. Get that extra lobster roll, you know, to splurge a little bit. And then I sent her that flush with cash meme. If you guys ever watch Parks and Recs, like, we're flush with cash. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. So, oh, she's coming. She's coming. Don't talk about her anymore. I can always hear her footsteps when she's walking down the hallway. She's coming. Can't talk about her for a minute. I gotta go look. Oh, did you do an AI ML? Ha! I love it. Oh my gosh, she's gonna love it. Hold on, I'm gonna save that one. Save that image. Yeah, just throw it right in there. Wonder why that calls it a web BP. That's interesting. Let's see what this one is. We're not working too. Hold on. Hey, wifey, come here. Come here real quick. Which of these do you like the most? I told Fisherman to make me some other AI for when you're in the room, and I said that I'll put this one up. So he made these. Aww. We're not working too hard. And how about this one? We're not working too hard. That almost looks like Gumby. And then this one's we're not working too hard, and one of them's winking.
Those are cute.
Which one do you like the most?
I think I like the first one because it's like me in the background.
I like that one too.
And it looks like you gave me eyelashes.
Yeah, you look like a little female penguin.
Yeah.
And you're in charge of the remote.
Yes, I love it.
Alright. I guess that'll be the one. Yeah, that's pretty good, Fisherman. You'll get 1 like for that. I just checked them. That's pretty good. Alright, let me change this. Let me change this source here real quick. So when the wife's in the room, I'll put this other one over. Hold on, let me move this thing over just a little. And then I'm gonna make this one a little bit bigger, because I think it'll fit that other image better. If it's... Oh, you guys can't see the movement yet. Hold on. Alright, there's the movement. Now I'm gonna change the image. Hold on. There you go, not working too hard. That's actually called not working too hard. That's what I have that image. And then it will change to that one. But actually, I think I'm gonna just have that other one pop over the top of it. So hold on, let me copy this one and paste it. I'm gonna duplicate it. Hold on. Paste, duplicate. Oh, geez, I just made like 10 of them. Hold on. And we're gonna change its name to, come on. This shouldn't be this hard, guys. We're gonna change this one to this one, because the wife liked this one. So that's gonna be when we're both in the room here, which she's somewhere here. Oh, you guys can't see it yet. There, boom. That's when the wife's here with me. Beyond, I don't know. I didn't delete anything. What did you say? Try it again. See if it works this time. But I didn't delete anybody's comment. I'm over here messing around with images. So that'll be when me and the wife are sitting here. And I feel like when Fisherman makes these, he's like, add an extra 10 pounds to that penguin. I think that's something he says in his little. I need to see the prompt. I'm gonna need to see the prompt there, Fisherman, that you're using. Because I feel like you're saying add a couple of pounds to those penguins and. Oh, that's funny. All right, so you guys can see me, and I don't know where the wife went, but she's here somewhere. Let me grab a water bottle real quick. All right. I'm glad that thing says it's a belly button, or whatever that thing is. All right. So I need to keep doing my training docs. Yeah, I'm getting pretty close. We're not working too hard. Not around here, we're not, guys. Just kind of hanging out. And Fisherman, you Robodom, did you do a shout out for Fisherman? It doesn't. That's weird. It doesn't show up on my thing here. But you probably did. The wife's not here for Q&A. I'm trying to get her to come back in here. She's supposed to be up here right now, but when she comes in, it'll be Q&A time if you guys want. Hey, wifey. Wifey, I promised the guys earlier that you'd be in here for a Q&A, and you're not in here for a Q&A. Also, you might want to bring a chair. She's going to have her own chair here. No, Robodom, that's fine. I just didn't know if it didn't show that you guys had one. Or it didn't show that there had been a... Alright. That's fine. Hey, you need to. They got questions they want to ask you.
Oh, okay.
But you probably want to just pull up a chair. What is that?
No, it's earbuds. What's up?
Oh well, I don't know. They're gonna ask you questions. It's probably gonna be longer than just kneeling there.
That's fine. What's up?
I don't know. They'll ask. So they can see different than this screen. They see that stuff that I've built into a little screen up there for them.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute with
The penguins are pretty good. Yeah, see, I can pull them up over here, and they can't see them because they're in a different window. Like, see how it's not affecting the actual... This is what they're seeing.
Oh, gotcha.
And then I can transition that. Like, I could build stuff here and then transition it over when I'm ready. Robodon said, how was your trip?
Oh, it was amazing. Amazing. I love Boston. I love traveling.
She gets to go to Hawaii with me in a week.
Yes, I'm very excited for that. I love traveling.
Did she go on the duck boats in Boston?
I did not, but I did see one of the duck boats hit a lamp, and it luckily no one was standing underneath it because the lamps at the top of them are quite large. I mean, I would say, I don't know. I'm horrible with dimensions, but it hit it and it fell to the ground, and he just kept driving. Like, Honey Badger didn't care.
Her being bad at dimensions is me telling her something 6 inches her whole life.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, gosh. I would never say it's only 6 inches. I'm just kidding, Julie.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's good that it didn't hit a lamp. I did go on a trolley ride, and it was terrible.
Fisherman said he went on a duck boat, but his didn't hit a lamp.
Yeah.
You have to pay extra for that.
Yeah, exactly. I did go on a trolley ride. It was terrible, and they offered, they had a money-back guarantee, and they gave us our money back. I did visit Salem. I would highly recommend if anyone wants to visit Salem to not go in October, or at least not.
Because it's super busy.
It was very busy.
All the wannabe witches.
That's true. According to their most recent census, they have 4,000 Wiccans that live in Salem.
Be a shame if we had another set of trials.
There were 20 victims of the Salem witch trials. That was crazy to learn about. But what I thought was extremely fascinating was the fact that witches in Salem only became popular in the early 90s or the early 80s. It was never really a thing until the early 1980s. So
because of Bewitched, right?
Yeah, they put a Bewitched statue in the city and they hated it. So the scariest thing about Salem was finding a bathroom. I did not.
It was a show, Rogodom.
Yeah, it was a TV show.
It was a very popular TV show, I Dream of Jeannie.
No.
Oh, Bewitched. It's similar things, but.
Well, no, one's a genie, one's a witch.
They're both witches if you burn them.
Whatever. We toured the Seven Gables house, so we used the restroom inside the Seven Gables house, so we didn't have to worry about
Smart.
finding a bathroom.
They got more questions. Fisherman said he got pictures with the characters. Oh, I had warned her that when you walk around in Boston, you'll just be on a street and you'll be like, oh, that's a cute little hill. And the next thing you know, you're in the middle of a graveyard.
I did try good food. I actually did 2 food tours. I've never done that before. So that was super fun. I don't know if Scott told you guys.
She went way over the budget. We had a budget. She went way over the...
Stop. I did try lobster roll. It was the cold with light mayo because I tried the lobster roll in Maine and they said people in Boston add way too much mayo and it is disgusting. I also tried
clam chowder.
Clam chowder in
We had
Boston,
some clam chowder.
the New England clam chowder, and I tried Rhode Island clam chowder, which according to someone who's from Boston said it's just clam soup. So I don't know if Scott told you guys that I'm trying to get 50 states before I turn 50, and this trip I did 6 states in 10 days. I did get pulled over in Massachusetts for running a red light, but the officer was super friendly, and he just gave me a warning, but he said they don't consider Connecticut part of the New England states, so I guess I'll have to go back and try a warm butter lobster roll.
Yeah. Lobster
roll.
Now you're banned from Massachusetts.
No, the officer was quite friendly, so.
Yeah, she ran a red light.
In my defense, it was because Google Maps was irritating me and it wanted me to go right, and I thought I should go left, and I wasn't sure how long the light was yellow. Apparently, it had been yellow for a while, so. No, I did not. There was only like maybe 2 people that had a really heavy Boston accent. When I was in Salem, the tour guide that we had for our hauntings and history tour, he said the word Peabody. He said Peabody. Over at the Peabody Museum, and I was like, what is he saying? And because I had never seen a sign for it didn't even sound like Peabody, but that's what he was saying.
So that was the wife's experience.
Yep.
You guys should ask her how much she missed me.
I miss Scott so much.
So much.
So much.
Because I'm the best.
He is.
I'm the best. Just ask me.
And I did want to go to Maine with Scott, but he was not going to be going up to Maine anymore. So he'd already done Maine 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah, at least 3 times.
3 or 4 times before, so. But don't tell Scott, but I've got a goal to get to all 63 national parks before I turn 63. So he'll be coming with me, and we'll go to Arcadia. I think it's Arcadia National Park in Maine, right?
Maybe.
Anyways.
She doesn't know that we're going to make it 63 because we're going to go out like Bonnie and Clyde one day.
Oh, my gosh.
And we're going to be like, you'll never take us alive, coppas.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what we're going to do. I didn't miss her one bit, Robodom. I mean, I poured myself into my work for like 23 hours a day and sat here and sobbed silently, but they couldn't see me.
Scott's a really hard worker, and he spoils me, so. Although my son growing up didn't like the word spoiled, so he preferred if people said he was blessed. So Scott blesses me quite a bit.
Before you came in here, I was saying how I had found out that I had gotten a bonus, but the boss didn't tell me that I had a bonus. So I thought I was fired. And I was telling him how I kept telling you that you could just get an extra lobster with whatever dinner you had.
Yes,
like I told you to treat yourself.
But I'm not a big seafood fan. I think it's because I lived in Arizona.
Yeah, see, they knew I was running low on supplies.
Oh, yes.
So
yes, he did message me. That was pretty funny, so.
Yeah, I told I told her that me and Ranger had eaten all the dog food. And that Ranger was starting to look like a good puppy chop.
Oh, jeez.
I told them. They knew. They also got to hear me when I was like really allergies or something for a while there. Yeah, they were around for it. They got to hang out with me for it. I worked a lot though this weekend. So there you go, Julie. You can tell people you had a meme made of you. You want me to send that to you?
Yes, it's adorable.
All right, I'll pull it off on my phone. That's my normal one. We're not working too hard, but then that's us.
Super cute.
Yep. And so when you're in the room, I have that up. And then if you leave, I'll put it back to just me.
Okay.
You gonna go sit back there?
Show.
Okay. She's gonna be back there watching a show. So if you guys need her for anything, you let me know. She'll be sitting on my big beanbag chair in the back of the room. Robodom said, "Glad you had a good time."
Thank you.
All right. So what are we doing next here? We're just kind of hanging out. Yeah, she had a good time. Wife was doing good. I'll send her those little memes so she's got them. I'm at 194 of my 360 slides that I want, but again, I'll be happy at 250. So that means I got to make 56 more. That's what I'm looking at here. Beyond S said, "What are cooling we can do with LLM on Linux?" What are you trying to do on Linux with LLM? Well, if you go on our Discord, you can see the cool stuff that Fisherman set up. I can show you this if you want to build your own little one out. If you go to Fisherman's Labs, so Fisherman Guy Bro right here, I'll link his labs to you guys. He's got a cool little one that shows you how to set up a local LLM right here. And then this thing walks you through kind of, yeah, Fisherman. I have both chats in the same one. Yeah. I normally say which side it's on. I should have said that. But yeah, over on the YouTube side, Beyond was asking about what cool things to do with an LLM. And I was saying, yeah, Fisherman's got these little labs that one in particular will walk you through building an LLM, and then once you set up the little API endpoint, I mean, at that point you could do all kinds of things. You could have users input something and then you could pass it over there. You could have prompts, like he does prompts inside of our Discord for you ask it questions and then it just gives you smart mouth answers. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. Yeah, Fisherman, I've seen that. I like to keep you guys in the dark between the two of you. I don't want you guys to know what the other one's thinking. Because if you ever joined forces, you might be able to defeat me and take over the stream. And I don't want that. Yeah, Beyond, you could do that as a hobby project. If you've got your own hardware or whatever home lab type setup you got, you could go to that Killer Coda lab right there, this one right here, and you figure out how to run it, and then go run it at home. So this first script that would install it right here, you could run this at home and it would install a llama for you on your machine, and then you could go and run through the different pieces and figure out how to run tiny llama in it and get that working. Yeah, you could definitely do it. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do. If you have specific questions or stuff that you want to work on, go ask Fisherman in the Discord. He'll help you out. Although he is on East Coast time, so he might be going to bed soon. He's hitting the DGen hours in 7 minutes. You guys all know what the DGen hours are, right? That's when you're being a DGen. Alright. Alright, I'll turn the little looper back on. And he's also got his little junior sysadmin stuff that you guys can do too. So, keep playing around with that stuff. All right. Rob Dom, I'm always on the DGen hours. That's because of time zones. Yeah, Rob Dom, I'm also in the West Coast right now. I'm on Pacific time, although it's Mountain Standard Time. But it's just Arizona doesn't change with everybody else. Yeah, Olicron, that's a good idea. Guys, there is a Humble Bundle up for Linux. And it does look pretty good. Some of the guys were showing it. Some of the guys were showing it in the Discord. Where's that? Maybe it's under the, sometimes it's under software. Oh, there's Linux. Rookie to Pro. And who did it? It's ACI Pro. Yeah, IT Pro TV. They're pretty good. They got Rel 8. They got your LPIC stuff. Yeah. And then you can do it for 25, but they always set it one higher when you go in there. Yeah, that looks like a pretty good little, because it's all their courses. Yeah, that actually does look pretty good. And it's like shell script. There's probably some really good stuff in there for you guys. Yeah, and these are all video courses. The IT Pro TV is all video courses. So, yeah, it's through their. I have a buddy that used to teach with them, but it's none of these topics. He teaches, or he taught, ITIL. He still teaches ITIL, but he didn't teach it with them. Yeah, I don't know any of these. I don't know any of these guys, but I know they're Cisco guys because we use them through our college for helping our students get more Linux experience. So. Yeah, so that's good. You know, I used to do a lot of giveaways when I first started streaming. I used to give a lot of giveaways, so maybe this Friday or something when I'm doing, well, we're gonna do the unit 7 and 8, but maybe one of these days, maybe after I get back from Hawaii, we'll do some more giveaways and stuff. So I do think that's kind of fun. Maybe that's why my numbers were high really originally when I first started. Maybe because people were all hanging out waiting for giveaways, but I don't want to bribe people to kick it. I want people to hang out because they think this stuff's interesting, you know? So. Alright, well. I'm hitting 3 hours, so I'll probably get off of here shortly. But I will leave you guys with, what's our date today? Let's see. It's Tuesday. So Wednesday I'm going to be working on a paper, so I'll be a little busy on Wednesday. Thursday I've got a college class and I'm going to be working on this project. But Friday I'm going to try to come through with our Unit 7 and 8 stuff and maybe get that recorded and out of the way. I might even record them on Saturday. Now Saturday might be a little better for that. And then I might be missing for that Sunday through the next Saturday. Except I'll always be on the Discord in some way. But I probably won't stream for that whole week. So you guys, you know, you have to figure out some stuff to do in there. But maybe go over and hang out with Fisherman for the time. But maybe when we get back then on the 2nd or so of November, maybe we'll do some giveaways or something. That might be kind of fun. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna find somebody to raid. Go find somebody doing something interesting out on the web. Hold on. Let's go to what's our thing here called? Stream Manager. Oh, stream. There we go. Stream Manager. And then find somebody to raid. Raid. Dashboard. There we go. Yeah. Let's find somebody. Let's go find somebody to raid out to here. What's going on over here? Who's on? Nobody I know is on. Who do we know, guys? Who do we know that's on? Let's go to our little end of stream here. Yeah, I don't know anybody that's on right now. That's pretty cool. Little stream about radar and meteors. Nah, I guess we just won't raid anybody tonight. Alright guys, I appreciate y'all coming. I will see some of you tomorrow night. Take care. Maybe tomorrow during the day.